I'm Lauren McBride and welcome to my French Daisies workshop. In this workshop I'm going to be doing a twist on the classic French. I really hope you guys enjoy this workshop, so let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome to my French Daisy inspired design set workshop. So as you can see, I'm working on stiletto tips and I actually did this design on a client. I will show you the picture here. And I absolutely loved it. I loved the twist on the French and the incorporation of the crystals and the daisies. I just think it is stunning. So I've already prepared my tips. On my client, I actually used a cover acrylic powder that was this sort of colour, but obviously I'm working on tips and they're clear. So I've gone in with cashmere from the core collection on the first two nails. And then on the third nail, I have done a full cover of red rose, and that's just going to help to tie in this whole design set. This is from the Tiffany collection and it is the most stunning red. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to give that one a quick top coat, because that is literally all I'm doing on this nail. Now this red has got a very slight golden tinge to it. If you know our colours, then it is the red version of pink champagne. So I'm going in, giving this a full cover of I'd rather be shiny, which is our no wipe top coat, and making sure, obviously if you're doing this on a client, you're steering clear of the cuticle sidewalls and also capping that free edge. So that is going to go into the lamp for a full 60-second cure and is going to come out beautiful and shiny. So on these two, I'm going to use red rose again to create a French look. So I'm going to pop it down onto my mat, and that's just going to help me to create a really straight line with my liner brush. So I'm going to go in with my 10mm liner. All of the products that I'm using today are available over on our website, which is getnailedbylaurenmcbride.com, and you can head on over there and feel free to use discount code Lauren10, and that will enable you to get a cheeky discount at checkout. So I'm coming diagonally across the nail, and I'm only going to do 1/2 of this chevron French, okay? So just going in, making sure that that line is nice and straight, and then with the same brush I'm just going to fill in that negative space, okay? So I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure. This one has now cured and you can see how beautiful and shiny that red is. It's absolutely stunning, and that slight little bit of gold sparkle in there as well. So for this nail, I'm going to do a chevron French. So the easiest way to do this is to decide where your highest point is going to be. So I'm just going to pop a little dot just there, and then decide where your lowest points are going to be. So I'm going to do this quite extreme, and then I'm going to take that excess product off of my brush, and I'm going to bring that from the side wall up to that dot. So I've come a little bit short there, so I'm just going to bring in a little bit more, like so, okay? Not worrying about what's going on here, because we can sort that out later. And then I'm going to do exactly the same, coming down into that second side, and you will always find one side easier to do than others, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So again, making sure that that's nice and crisp, and then bringing that product out into that negative space. And as always, you want to steer clear of your cuticles and side walls and cap that free edge. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp, and that's going to go in for a full cure, which is 30 seconds. Now I don't feel that I need a second coat on here, but I am going to do a second coat on the other nail that we've just done. So because I don't want this to have a slight difference in depth, I am going to go over this with a second coat, but that coverage was nice and even, so it's not necessary, but I need to do it. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure again, and then grab this one out. I'm just going to pop a little bit more of that red rose down, and then I can go in with my brush, and we have got that lovely crisp line in there, so we don't necessarily have to go right up to it, because we don't want to be going over it and having to rectify any issues that our second coat has caused. So again, coming in the other side, pulling it up, making sure that you've got a nice even coverage on there. Slight divot in there, so I'm just going to sort that out like so. Okay, so into the lamp again for a full cure, and now this one we're going to do some little daisy work. So to do that, I'm going to use Innocence from the Core collection. I'm going to pop that down, and then for the center of our daisies I'm going to use Pot of Gold from the Opulence collection. So I'm just going to put that down. I think it's going to really complement that soft hint of gold that we've got in there on that red rose. So I want these daisies to slightly overlap this line, so I'm going to come in where my larger daisy is going to be, and this is with my 5mm brush. Okay, so I'm creating a bobble on the end of my brush, and then I'm placing it down, letting it settle, and then pulling it in to where the center of our daisy is going to be. So again, pulling it in, and each time I'm getting a new bobble on the end of my brush, and that gives our petals that nice rounded tip. So again, just working your way round. It doesn't matter if this daisy starts to go off of the nail. I personally think it looks super cute when it does. It looks like they've just fallen onto the nail. Okay, and now I'm going to create some slightly smaller daisies, so I'm going to come in here and do that. Making sure that you get that taper on each of those petals, and then I'm also going to do one right on the end of the tip. Like so. Okay, so that's now going to go into the lamp for a full cure. Because this is a normal gel polish, that is just a 30-second cure. So we've got our French nail out here now, and that is as simple as this design gets. So I'm just going to give this a nice even coat of top coat. Again, I've decided to go shiny because to dull that glow of gold in that red would be absolutely criminal. So again, making sure that you're not having any contact with the cuticle sidewalls, and also making sure that you cap that free edge. That's going to go into the lamp for a full cure. And I'm now going to grab my dotting tool, which again are available over on the website, and I'm going to use a larger dotting tool. I'm going to go into my pot of gold and then do my dot for my larger one, and then my smaller dotting tool for my smaller daisies, like so, and that just brings it all together and tidies it up. So I want to create some super tiny little dots of gold in and around these daisies, so I'm going to use my 5mm, and I'm just going to go in and create some smaller little accents of interest. So just pop them in wherever you see fit, just to fill in that negative space, like so. That's going to go in again for a full cure, which is for a normal gel polish 30 seconds. So we have got 2 nails done so far, and now we need to do our crystal placement. So for the crystals, I get all of my crystals, as many of you may well know from watching me before, from Crystal Parade. I absolutely love them. They never let you down. The sparkle is just stunning, and they're super affordable too. And they're even more affordable if you use my code over at the checkout, which is Lauren5. So it's Lauren5 for Crystal Parade, Lauren10 for Get Nailed. So I've popped them into a flip tray, and I'm using clear crystals on this design. And to adhere my crystals to the nail, I am going to be using our Gem Buddy. So Gem Buddy is the perfect adhesive for flat backs, pointy backs, and also your caviar beads. It's got the perfect consistency, and also the hold on it is incredible. I have clients that can go 8 weeks and not have any problems whatsoever with their crystals. So I've just got a little bit of fluff on there, so I need to remove that. And I've now got a little bit of glitter, so I'm just going to go in with some gel residue wipe off solution. You guys probably can't see it, but I can, and it's going to drive me insane. There we go. So I'm going to give this a top coat. Again, I'm going to use I'd Rather Be Shiny. And I'm going to pop that all over the nail. And bring those daisies to life. Now you could by all means leave this design as is, but I want to add a little bit of interest on this corner. So I'm going to pop that in to the lamp for a full cure, which is 60 seconds. And while that's in there, I'm going to prepare my caviar beads. So I'm going to go in with gold caviar beads, and I'm going to go into my Gem Buddy and pop a little bit of it down. And then I'm going to put my brush into my caviar beads so it picks them all up. And then I'm going to swirl them into my Gem Buddy. So what this does is it encapsulates all of my little caviar beads in that Gem Buddy. So it means that the transition from the nail to the caviar beads and the crystals is going to be absolutely seamless, which is what you want. You don't want that product to be pooling all around your crystal. You want it to be nail and then crystal stood on top. You don't want any mess around it, because it really does detract from your crystal placement. So I'm going to go in with my Gem Buddy and pop my crystals on first. And I'm going to create a side cuticle cuff coming in here. So putting the Gem Buddy down and then using my crystal katana to pick up my crystals. Obviously it's crystallized. I'm going to go in with a larger crystal on that central point. And then I'm going to go in slightly smaller. In fact, I'm going to do a slightly bigger cuticle cuff than I did on my client. So I'm going to go in with the larger one again, either side of that. And then I'm going to go slightly smaller and then smaller still. So I'm bringing that up to meet that line. So again here, slightly smaller. And I'm just going to pop a little bit more Gem Buddy for my final crystal. Just on the end there. Now I've got my crystals in place, but I'm just using the end of my katana to make sure that they are sitting exactly where I want them to. So just give them a little scooch and shimmy. And then I'm going to pick up my caviar beads. So I'm going to go into my caviar beads and I'm going to pop them into every corner that has been created by my crystals sitting next to each other. So this not only finishes off the design, but it also helps to secure your crystals even further. So it acts like a claw setting of a diamond ring. So there's safety in numbers, which is what we want. We want those crystals to stay put. Then I'm just going to pop one caviar bead right on the end to continue that taper of that cuticle cuff. So again, just popping them in, working nice and methodically, and it's also really important that you don't get any of this gem buddy on any of the facets of your crystals, because it's the facets of your crystals that make them shine. And if we smooth those out with any product whatsoever, whether it be top coat or crystal adhesive, then they will no longer shine. And there you have it. I'm going to pop this in to cure for 60 seconds, but that is our daisy or French daisy design set. So if this was on a client, I would probably do that. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would do that. There you go. So we have got that beautiful red rose colour, and we have got our alternative French with crystal placement and daisies. And that completes this workshop. I really hope you guys enjoyed this workshop, and if you did, please make sure you click the subscribe button, and if you want to see any future workshops, just click them down below. Thank you as always so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.